This is the 18th 752 square. After about a year and a half of making these squares, there's another period of about the same amount of time to redact them, to review them, go over them, and we find ourselves at the end of this second period of these squares, these 752 squares, and they mark certain periods of time in a particular calculation, and based on verses in the Torah, in the Bible. And 752 has many different meanings, but there's a way of breaking down 7, of course, very simply by 5 and 2, and that's one of the meanings of 752. And there's many different applications in the Torah, explanations of that particular formula, but one of them is found in Tractate Yoma. And in Nusach Sfard, they say this every day during the Karbanos period, where Abaye Masader Maracha Mishmei de Gemara, basically Abaye would he arranged the sequence of the daily services in the temple based on the tradition and in accordance with the opinion of Abba Shaul, setting up the large arrangement of wood on the altar on which the offerings are burned precedes the second arrangement of wood. The second arrangement of wood was arranged separately near the southwest corner of the altar. Twice every day, priests raked coals from it and placed them on the inner altar in order to burn the incense. Now, they go through various arrangements. Well, I might as well just keep it since it's not so much. Okay, basically, the second arrangement was arranged separately near the southwest corner. The inner altar. Okay, the second arrangement for the incense precedes setting up the 2 logs of wood above the large arrangement to fulfill the mitzvah of bringing wood. And the setting up of 2 logs of wood precedes the removal of ashes from the inner altar. And the removal of ashes from the inner altar precedes the removal of ashes from the 5 of the 7 lamps of the candelabrum. That is the key point. The 5 of the 7 lamps. Do you see how there's 7 and then there's 5 and there's 2? And this is the basic, one of the codes, one of the meanings of the 752. The removal of ashes from 5 lamps precedes the slaughter and receiving and sprinkling of the blood of the daily morning offering. That's key. It was 5 lamps, cleaned them, then was the sprinkling, the slaughter, receiving, and sprinkling of the daily blood of the morning offering. The sprinkling of the blood of the daily offering precedes the removal of the ashes from the 2 remaining lamps of the candelabrum. Do you see how that sequence goes? It's 5 and 2. That makes 7. The removal of the ashes precedes the lamps, precedes the burning of the incense. The burning of the incense precedes the burning of the limbs, etc., etc. But the point is that you see 5.2. That's one of the main focuses I wanted to bring out today. There's many more, but time won't allow for it. The reason I chose to do this today is that these squares represent 35-day periods of time. Not 30 days like a month, but 35-day periods. There's 25, and then there's 10. And that's, while we're at it, might as well bring another 752 sequence in that you have 7 days of the week. Only 5 are seen and 2 are unseen. This can parallel the weekdays and the weekends and weekdays. Yeah. So and there's many more. But anyway, suffice it to say that these 752 squares they hold information, they hold time, and numbers were received. I might use the term liberally, but Kabbalistically received, if that's not redundant, but I received numbers from someone who just thought of a number. And you might call it random, but in my way of thinking, it's not random, but it was given from God, from heaven, something of that nature. God, just keep it straight, from God, and that's it, I don't want to water it down. Okay, so basically, because of the leap year this year, we had an extra Hebrew month, so really this square back in 2021 was actually closer to Elul time, really, Elul. But on the Gregorian calendar, it was August 12th. So August 13th, we're into the 18th square at a Gregorian level, and so the reason why I decided to do it this early, I could have had a few more weeks, like I did back in Tammuz in July. Waited a few weeks, but now today's Tisha B'Av. Tisha B'Av is there's a tremendous light that is on this day, and when it comes to these cosmic solar things, like you might be familiar with it, like the Lion's Gate. You might have heard of this Lion's Gate 888 portal. They're talking about some kind of solar storm that I basically just see these things and take it with a grain of salt. It's hard to verify, but the fact of the matter is that it's happening during this time of Tisha B'Av, and there is I can feel it personally, a strong amount of energy that is happening right now. So it's for that reason that I decided to make this video and to take advantage of this tremendous torque, I guess, this tremendous push of energy that I think will only be available for today, maybe tomorrow, but certainly in the past few days it was felt. And so I walk by a place, and the location was chosen. This is a place that is meaningful because it marks almost the end of a 34-year journey. 1990 August is when I first came here. I was in junior high at the time, and here we are 34 years later. And 34 in English gematria is the word grace. It's also the word free. And I think those things are very important right now to focus on grace and to become free from all things that bind. Tatir Tzura. We say that in the Anabakoa prayer. Whoa. Cops coming, so sirens. Anyway, so with that, I will, after this car passes, this is 5:55. Every number is meaningful. 5:55, La Brea. And across the street, the famous Yeshiva of Isaacson. There for a couple years, maybe less than 2 years, junior high. But anyway, here are the numbers of the 18th 752 square. 225, 462, 120, 128, 075, 243, Oh, I forgot to say, the 18752 square represents the time passage of Thursday, August 12th, 2021 through Wednesday, September 15th, 2021, which was Yom Chamishi, 4th of Elul, 5781 through Yom Revi'i, 9 Tishrei, 5781. These are the numbers, starting again. 225, 462, 120, 128, 075, 243, 264, 471, 523, 331, 107, 713, 271, 229, 585, 454, 542. Let's see here. We're across from 520. So it's close, but anyway, I like to match the address. Anyway, 213 000. I remember that. That was Rosh Hashanah back in 2021. 000. Also Rosh Hashanah. Today's Rosh Hashanah. 211. 118. 403. 262. And finally, I'm visualizing it right now, 551. That's a meaningful one. But I'll say that the Gematria 551 is Hama'alot. I'll leave it at that. And so, this concludes, this will probably take us till around Rosh Hashanah time. It's Tisha B'Av now, and probably around Rosh Hashanah time we'll start the 19th, and the 20th will start in probably the early part of 5785, God willing. And let's see what happens when we finish and we complete this.